Hey everybody, what's up? This is Moochella's Review, and we are talking about today winning time. And this is episode 6, I believe, right? Episode
Yeah.
6, and the episode is called I wrote it down. Hold on, I gotta get to my little book. It's Memento Mori. All right? Or
Mhm.
maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. You know my New York accent be kicking
I
in.
think that's right.
All right. Uh what did you think about the episode, pretty girl?
I liked it. I had a lot of little nuggets in there. I like, seeing all the pitches to Magic. I love the little, beginning start of Nike and all that stuff and how he I think I saw in the interview how he regretted not going with Nike. So it
I
was fun to see that.
He
hold that thought,
regretted
boo.
this decision at a later
Hold
date.
that thought, boo. We
5
gonna
million
get to
lost.
it.
Right. That was the
I got my
best,
track
right?
shoes on.
Yeah, I like that part. He was telling you how light the shoe was and everything.
Yep. He had
But
a sign.
And it's crazy with Converse, he wanted them to trick it out like how Nike tricked out the shoe like that. Just like that,
and it
mom.
was
And
like,
it was
nah, we're
like,
not gonna do that.
Exactly. And the guy was looking at the camera like, really?
Like, you
we
gonna
like
take
this kind of
my idea?
paperwork.
And this look, we're gonna come back to it, but
Okay.
look, Nike stock was 18%. Nike stock today, he missed a $5.2 billion opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So
Probably
he
would have paid
lost out
dividends
on a
too.
lot of money. He lost out on a lot of money, and I know he is sorry for the whole thing. What's up, Suburbia? Ew. All right, I don't know if Tamika White came back.
Hey,
We
Monique.
got that girl here. Good. You've been waiting for me to do this show. I'm here. Hey, Monica, Mommy Monique, and HEA. This is one of my faithful subscribers, and she's here, and Damian Robinson. So, what did y'all think about the episode? This episode, we got a lot of little tidbits with it as far as they don't have a backup coach. This guy is used to assisting, but now that he has to take the reins, he's panicking.
Yeah.
He's panicking. But I'm gonna reel y'all back. We're gonna go back to like the beginning of the episode because he thought he actually got stood up. He came
Yeah.
all the way to the office and thought he got stood up, and he didn't. He didn't get stood up. He finds out that Jack had the bicycle accident, and he rushes to the hospital, and he's at a loss for words. He's at a loss for words, and he really doesn't know how to react to all of this because they're like, "All right, Jack is hurt. You're coaching the game. You're coaching tomorrow night's game." That's how fast it was. And he really messed himself up. Did you hear how the operation was? Hello? Don't all talk at once. Oh no,
I'm
y'all
sorry.
can't talk. All right. Hold on, wait. Let me remove this. Let me add y'all back in. I've been talking all this time and y'all wasn't on the screen.
No, the pictures was.
Okay, my
I've
bad.
been here.
I
You good.
apologize.
You good.
Yeah, no coach.
But they typically don't have backup coaches. That's what the assistant coach is typically, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I guess he was so used to not leading, he didn't
yeah,
know how to react.
and he wasn't really in the. He had no experience in the league anyway. With you know
Exactly.
being a college professor with part timing as a
Did you
coach.
see that segment where he was talking to himself after
Uh-uh.
nobody said anything to him? He was
Look,
like,
he said,
"Hi,
I think his
I've
wife
been
took a
fine.
wrench
How
to
are
that
you?"
10 speed.
After the show, yeah, I saw
That's
that.
how important he felt in that
Yeah,
whole thing. So it was
What?
just like once he got into the front seat after things happened, he was like, "Look, man, I'm good at what I do, which is assistant coaching. I think they're gonna add Pat Riley in there, like
Yeah,
his
and
little."
that's what I wanted to get to. Let me just start with my
he's suburbia.
So we find out Paul Westhead's, he finds out about the bike accident.
Mm-hmm.
We already discussed Magic sneaker deals. And he got an offer from a Nike. Okay, Nike was at the bottom because Nike wasn't that hot, and that Nike was a new kid on the block at that time back in the 80s. So basically, the sneaker for the basketball player back then was either Adidas or Converses.
And then Puma was in there too.
Yeah,
it was a guy from Puma was up there.
Yeah, Puma was there too.
Mm-hmm.
But Nike wasn't even allowed to the table. So that's how new Nike was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I understood his decision. Like, I mean, it was a risk. Most people don't.
They was throwing dirt on the Nike guy too, because he told them about it, and
the banker.
Because they said it like this. They was like, "Look, man, we'll talk about all that your name on the shoe stuff after you sign the contract."
Yeah.
And really, I feel like when you take risks, like how a lot of the risks are in this show, I really like seeing this because that's how empires are built, is taking those risks that other people won't take and making those, taking those chances that people will be like, I like the comfortability of my life, so I won't, go out there and get it. I mean, that's what this country is about. That's what's so great about this country, really.
Was it his brain or his skull? The top of his skull was in the freezer.
Yeah, his skull.
So that means he messed up himself really bad with that bike accident.
And that was crazy.
And ponies was a popular sneaker too. That was a popular sneaker back then too.
I remember my LA Gears. I mean, I know that was a basketball shoe, but
I had the Mary Lou Retton ponies. Nobody even knew about those. I had the Mary Lou Retton ponies before they were called that. That's crazy. All right, so can y'all hear me or no?
Yeah, we can.
I wonder if they could hear me. I don't know if they can hear me. Let me see if they can hear me. She just aged herself. She said, "Don't worry, no worries." No worries, HEA. It's all right to date yourself sometimes because that shows your wisdom. Anywho, where was I? Okay, so he came to the hospital. He didn't even know how to react to all of that. He didn't know how to react. And it was a shock to him. Look, you gonna coach the next game. So now with the bankers, his mother was smart, Jerry Buss, because now that the team is in the wife's name, the bank can't even come after them.
Yeah,
they can file bankruptcy. Go ahead, Steve.
Now, yeah, I was just gonna add to what you were saying. She made sure that he had a fail-safe, and that's what a good accountant does. I mean, that's why I feel like he went with his mother as an accountant, because he knew that she would have his best interests at heart. She knew that he knew that she would make the maneuvers that needed to be made, so that way they can at least follow through with all of this, even if he didn't have the liquid cash to go after it. Because I mean, the way they was talking, once he put up his properties, once he put up everything else, everybody's like, look, man, you really don't have anything. So how you going to do this? And, with the way that they talked about the NBA, it was like, you sure it's going to be around in 5 years? You know what I mean? So it's just kind of crazy how, these people are millionaires, billionaires from this sport that they thought wasn't even going to make it. So, I mean, it's always nice to see things in hindsight because, yeah, in hindsight, you do learn a lot of lessons, but, going through life, that's what really teaches you. And that's why I like this show, because it's like levels to all of the things that they're going through. And then there's always a lesson to learn from the things that they are going through.
What about the feet of all those ex-football players losing toes? You know what? It's crazy with that, because we was just talking about Deion Sanders, and he lost 2 toes recently.
Yeah.
He had 2 toes amputated, his big toe, and I want to say it was the toe next to it.
I think so.
He had hammer toes and everything, so
Hammer toes?
Yeah, he had all sorts of stuff going on in his shoe.
You miss me with that one over my head. I don't know what hammer
All
toes
you
is.
saw was hammer toes. That's mean they look like they on
But
top of
like
each other.
these
That's because
people,
your mama put you in good shoes, so you don't have that problem with
there
you.
we go.
Okay.
And it's crazy how the reason why I feel like they get paid so much and they make so much money is because the only asset that they have is their bodies, and it deteriorates every time that they do play. So I mean, I feel like that's the projection of why they do make so much money within a short span of time compared to back in the day. Like even back in the day, they're like, man, they making this much money, and I was hooping like way better than this cat. How he making this? That,
Mm-hmm.
that's how the old heads is looking at him, and
Mhm.
just to see the progression of the game. I love the game, so I mean, definitely that hammer toes thing. If you can avoid it, I know LeBron. He gets like
I saw those
$1 million
feet.
treatment on his body just to stay in shape like he is. So that's like
And he
prime.
running with the young boys now. He's
Yeah.
considered an old man in this game,
He
in the
can't wait
sport.
to play basketball with his son. That's like gonna be his dream come true, and I hope he does make that. I mean, he's one of the prolific players of this generation, and there's always prolific players and generations that we need to pay respect to, and as they grow and they bring their sons in and stuff like that, and we if they can make it to that level, it's something that should be applauded, and you know
Definitely. And I was thinking that too. Do you think you answered my question? So you do think he's gonna eventually pay with his son because that's his biggest dream.
that is one of his
Now my
dreams.
brother says something different.
That is one of his dreams. Most likely, he
He
will not
disagrees.
be because that's what Uncle Barry gonna say. I already know. Um, most likely, he probably won't play with him, but it's a strong possibility because he does pay $1 million a year for medical treatment, so that way his body stays in tip top shape. He possibly will end up getting to
Is
that point.
is Bronny? He's a junior in high school right now.
He's a junior in high school. What the
I'm
heck is
asking. I'm
going
asking
on?
PJ. Like,
TJ, what is oh no God, he got something going on back there. Did anybody know
I think
what
he's
year Bronny is in? I think he might be a senior.
maybe okay. Yeah, don't quote me. I was just asking. I know he's
I
up
don't
there.
know. Losing
I think
toes
he's
is the
like
price
16.
of a shoe deal. What?
Child.
Are you serious? You
But
know,
he's
Suburbia be coming up with some good stuff. But we can't have him.
he's 17, so it doesn't show what year he's in. But yeah, he got a couple years. I mean, a year or
Okay, so
two.
you looked it up. Okay, that's our fact checker.
Fact check. Fact check.
Look, Glenn could have checked facts instead of shouting in the background and we don't hear
Oh
him.
man, yo, they haven't changed since we were kids. All that energy, I love it. I mean, that's why we play the basketball because
Yep, that was his. They played
coming from
basketball
me,
together in
that
high
was one
school.
of the people I played high school basketball with, and it's always nice to see him. And that's what basketball is. It builds brotherhoods. That's why I like that Magic is getting to uh Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now. He at least got a high five. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
okay.
that's better for me.
Yeah,
He
it's
couldn't
like
even drink his orange juice. Now he high fiving him.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to switch gears and we going to move it now to Dr. Day.
day. Mm.
Is he doing too much, y'all? Is him and his
Yeah.
daughter doing too much?
Yes, they are.
The epitome of secure the bag.
She was doing
Yes.
too much. She wasn't.
You are
He wasn't
right.
even supposed to be
You are
there
right.
this
That is the
weekend.
epitome of secure the bag. Just like you said.
His
Like,
son just played against my daughter's school a month ago. Hey, Monique, so how he really play? Is he really a good player?
Yeah, I heard he's good.
She said, yes, they are. They are doing too much. Y'all agree? Okay. Because I'm like, she doing too much.
But
She
I was
doing-
confused because I know I didn't mean to cut you off. But
okay.
one of the beginning episodes, she mentioned he owned a Mercedes dealership. So I'm thinking he's just a car salesman, but he has a doctor title. So I'm like, what exactly is
But
this?
how you doing lawyer things?
That's what I'm saying.
How you doing lawyer things? And then
So-
he said we got so and so from back home.
So here's the finesse in the whole thing, right? He went from
Mhm.
being a car salesman to now he's a whole representative of a basketball player. She finessed Magic from jump. I feel like that's why she got onto him because she knew he was going to the league. And it was like, all right, Pops is trying to do this, so I got to finesse old boy, and then she caught feelings, and now they all in his business when they shouldn't be. And at the end of the day, everybody's trying to finesse. Everybody looking for their angle to try and get something, out of somebody else. And that's kind of what Magic was saying. It was like, who's real here? He was saying that recently, like, who's real here? Everybody's looking to get a check off of my smile and this, that, and the third. And the way the owners refer to him as an asset, I know he took that, kind of like, I'm just a mule, like, to y'all. I'm just a horse to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could see his face and his reaction when he was around the big wigs and all that. And then,
but you know who let it be known that he was just a mule?
Richard Pryor.
I was getting ready to say, girl, you took the words right out of my mouth. But you right here with me. You are right here with me. That's right. You are right here with me.
And
you
of course,
where I'm going with this.
To let him know that, hey, your girl done brought flowers to the coach, and you didn't even go. So I mean, it's just like they really put him on blast, and he had to like kind of put some distance between him and that girl.
Exactly.
But I mean, the father, you see the finesse game. Like, he even went to go take the tickets to old girl back from where he from. Like,
yeah, because we didn't even get there yet. Don't put on your track shoes and run
here. I put the track shoes on my
foot. Good stuff.
Yeah, Richard Pryor, right?
He was dropping jewels, Richard Pryor.
For
he
real.
Was like, nobody. He was like, what's your name? He was like, Irvin. He said, poof, your name disappeared now. Now it's gonna be Magic. And he was speaking facts.
Yeah.
All right, Alex. I know you love wintertime. Look at your avatar. All right, I'm going back to my little things. The next subject I want to talk about is
Lord, Mr. Shakespeare himself.
Oh, he fumbled.
I like that. I see that in the chat. Russell Wilson says he pays millions on his body too. Yeah, these are athletes. They're spending the money they need to do to keep their assets. Keep producing them the money that they're doing.
You gotta invest in your body.
He's really a good player. He dropped 18 that game. My daughter's school lost by 1 point. He got good backup with Dylan and Amari Bailey. Okay, you're in Chicago. Okay.
Chi-town.
But I heard that school he's in is very expensive anyway. But you know what though? We're gonna have a little segment where we talk about whose sons that's up and coming that really play good. But okay. I know they was talking about my favorite basketball player, Allen Iverson. This was my son's room, and I had the whole lifestyle poster up in here, the fat, and I didn't want to take it down, but I was like, let me just do something different. I had to make it look like, it looked like a man cave in here at one time. Anywho, where's Dwayne Wade's son? I think he's playing, but I don't know where.
Dwayne Wade's son is in D-League, and they have a documentary coming out with great athletes and their offspring, because there's a couple of them. I don't know what the I don't know what the documentary is, but I know that it is coming up. You might want to check that out if y'all gonna be doing reviews on stuff like that too.
Yeah, I'm interested in that stuff.
I like documentaries
that I've been seeing recently, where Dwayne Wade's son is interviewed on the documentary, and Dwayne Wade is interviewed on that documentary as well. I don't know what it's called.
All right, so we're gonna get back to this now. This was the first time he was offered The Rock. And he like, nah, I'll keep that far away from me. All of them was saying the same thing with this.
Yep, you could tell. I was so excited seeing the brothers in the same show again.
Me too.
I'm such a
me too.
But yeah, you could tell he's like, get that away from me.
keep that far away from me. All right, so I know we were supposed to talk about how he fumbled the press conference. Mm-hmm. It got back to the press where they did some digging, and they know that he was a Shakespeare teacher because he was quoting Shakespeare up there,
Mhm.
and it wasn't a good look for him. I don't think he was even taken serious after this moment. After he
Mm-mm.
did this, he was not taken serious.
All right, ma. Here's what it's called. It's called Legacy in the Shadow of Greatness. That's what the documentary is called. It's a 6-part documentary series. It's called Legacy in the Shadow of Greatness. Launches
Okay.
on Discovery Plus streaming platform on March 8th. So it's
All
already
right.
out.
Oh.
I'll be able to see it thanks to somebody helping me out.
Oh gosh. But yeah, Paul, you could just tell he just a fish out of water.
Yeah.
But
And,
Wes
and
was kind of an MVP. He was helping him out.
he was trying to help him out. He's like, "You want to go up there and make the announcement?" He was like, "Oh hell no, I'm not going up there." But you know who really dropped some jewels with him?
Who?
My guy Pat Riley.
Yep.
He was like, "How would you coach this game?" And he said it. I would
Mm-hmm.
start Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
I would start Cooper, and that would be my guy. And then the crazy part is, my question is, let me go back to my questions with Pat Riley. Pat Riley talks to what Paul West said. Is this the beginning of us seeing him coach? Let me see what the chat is thinking. Is this the beginning of Pat Riley coaching?
Yeah, because when I looked up the timeline, I think he begins coaching the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I saw, Mckinney coached for one season. I think Pat Riley took over the next season. So I'm excited. Growing up in New York, he was the coach of the Knicks when I was a kid. So that's when I was first introduced to
I
Pat
know
Riley.
that's when they almost made it to that year.
Yeah. So
Thanks
I'm
to
excited.
freaking OJ and that chase that ruined everything. Because that was in the middle of the playoffs.
Oh, I
Look,
didn't realize that.
I'm gonna just add to this. Look, first thing is when they introduced Pat Riley, that's what it
Mm-hmm.
says, right? When they
Mhm.
Okay.
introduced him, they said he's a complete loser. So we got to just full transparency. They don't even know he's gonna be the coach. That he's gonna be the coach. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who he's gonna be because he hasn't had time to display his greatness as a coach. So like the series of events that just occurred with Jack McKinney, we went from who is Jack McKinney now? Oh my God, Jack McKinney is in a coma because they're not even trying to give people time to be great. The mindset of somebody with a vision is seeing things that other people can't see and adding those things up and knowing how we get in there before we get there. That's boss movement. So I mean, once he gets his time to shine, then we're gonna see what he do with it. But they got a great team. I feel like they got a great system with what's going on here, and it's just it's a great show. I mean, I've talked with other people about it. I've let people know that you've been doing reviews on it as well, because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know, I'm not a YouTuber, but I definitely like being here with y'all and talking about the show and people in the chat. Y'all all awesome, and I definitely like this. So
Hey, Savannah.
You're doing a good job.
What up, Breeze? So let me know what. So basically, he's getting, to me, it seems like he's going to get a feel of the coaching. And he's going to dive in because this dude he doesn't want to take the reins.
He's scared.
Oh, yeah, don't be scared. So what? Okay, my question is to everybody in the chat. Do y'all think this is the beginning of us getting ready to see Pat Riley started his coaching legacy?
Yeah, why the chat? I guess I'll answer why the chat is answering. But I'm just curious as to exactly who's going to kind of vouch for him. Is it going to be Paul? Is it going to be somebody else who noticed it? Because I feel like he's going to be in Paul's ear, just guiding him. So I'm not sure if Paul is going to, give him the alley oop or not, or the assist. But I can't wait. I'm more excited about that part, with Pat Riley, because he's just the ultimate mob coach for me. But yeah, I'm excited because at this point he's kind of lost. And trying to
Monique
figure out
Johnson, she said Pat Riley about to take over. I hear you.
I'm excited.
Yes, Pat about to light it up. Yes.
Yeah, Pat is going to do his thing, and we get to sit back and watch in the hindsight what he had to go through to build that greatness.
You
That's
know
why I
what?
like
We
seeing
must.
Mr. Bus and Genie Bus and all that, because we seeing Genie Bus now with LeBron and all that stuff. We like, man, she started as a teenager doing this.
Look,
Like,
look at what they saying about you. They said I had an affair with Denzel Washington. Like he a back in my heyday.
is that what happened?
Because he looks like John David.
That's not the first time I heard that. I heard I had mannerisms of young Denzel recently. I don't know.
Get out of here.
Where I got that.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was a random guy I met on my way home from a job in Atlanta. Just so happened that we had a really good conversation in the Uber on the way home.
We got time for Magic catching the package, Breeze.
Right?
He don't catch it to 91. We still in the 70s. We in 79.
Yeah, we don't want him to get the monster just yet. Let him enjoy himself.
Yet. Breeze must be from Detroit because he said package. Shout out to my boy Brillo. He couldn't be here tonight. Get well soon. And oh God, you look like your son. No, he look like me.
That's her DNA.
Oh God. Oh God, you look like your son. That's what he said.
Where you from,
Breeze? You talking about John David Washington, right? That's funny.
Oh Lord.
I actually was at 24 and this dude was like, man, you look like John David. We got to take a picture, man. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yes. I didn't know.
Let me find out you getting free.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Start using
that. All
that.
right, so the team goes to the hospital. We're going to get on this. And Michael Cooper, he worried.
Mm-hmm.
He been worried. He been worried since the tryouts that he was going to get cut. But Spencer lets him know, look, everybody that's here is supposed to be here. And you wouldn't be here. You should be starting. And who overhears it, y'all?
It's the worst timing ever.
It was the worst timing because he was, you know why it was the worst timing? Because he was contemplating it. Remember, before he went to this meeting, he was talking about with Pat, I would start Cooper. And he was like, you sure about that? He was like, yeah, but Jack said I should, he always starts Spencer. So he was already dabbling in the idea of it. And, he gave him a good talking to, but I think it might have sealed his thing, with him riding the bench.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that, T?
Look, I already told you how I was introduced to Coop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Coop is the man. Like, when I played with him in 2K, he was right where he needed to be. The fact that he stressed out like he still play the way he do is phenomenal to me because I like his game. Just character building. That's why I like anime, because character building, you can see characters grow throughout time. This is one of those characters that, he didn't even think he was going to make training camp. That's what I love about his story and the person that he becomes within this dynasty. So the fact that he got that starting spot, it was just like, more power to him, because the guy that's telling him, oh, you stressing too much, is the guy that's coming off the bench. Now he's stressing like how he was. You know what I'm saying? It's about playing your cards right. It's about growing. And I like that he's growing enough to appreciate where he's going and who he's going to become in this dynasty. Like that in itself is like the greatest part about Cooper to me.
And I'm going to go back to Spencer's quote. His exact quote, which was to me, he said, all that talent you got, any fool can see, even Westhead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he heard.
Yeah.
That's what he heard. And when he turned around, he knew, damn, I messed up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hype this kid up, the youngin' up, and then I messed up.
But I mean, he at that time he said that to him. He know that he wasn't gonna start though, so it was just like he was being a good teammate, you know.
Right.
And that's why I could respect him and Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like Cooper was after his spot, like how Nixon thought he was gonna get his spot taken by Magic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was like cold hearted towards him in the beginning until he was like, "Oh, okay, we both starting. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna just play little subliminals just in case I could get my starting spot back." Like
You
that's
still give him little
that's
subliminals
what I'm
though.
saying. Like that's how Nixon was. And then like even Kareem, the way he said it, he was like, "You should have went yourself to go visit the coach." You know what I'm saying? And give him some flowers. They right. You know, you want to spread the love. Spread the love when it's a bad time too.
All
That's
right. So
definitely
once again, we go back to this broad, Cindy. She's doing too much with the flowers, and she came to the hospital without Magic. What's up with that, y'all? What's your take on it, pretty girl?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, I didn't know her father spoke French. So as many times we heard the word we, I was like, dang, like for real, for real. But and I want y'all take on it. Like, you know, from my understanding, magic doesn't really have much to do with this show. So I'm just curious as to is how much is fact and how much is fiction, and who is putting in this take with this Cindy chick.
You know what? I'm gonna do some digging because next week we're gonna do a fact or fiction segment so we can find out what's what with stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because I was
Hey,
just
Nita.
Hey, Nita. But not that it really, you know, it's too storytelling, so I guess it don't matter too much depending on how much. But you know, me, I'm just nosy. Like, okay, what's going on here?
Me
but
too. I'm nosy. You know, this is I like the gossip end on this, so I'm right with you with that.
But yeah, she was doing too much. Of course, we couldn't really tell if, you know, this was something Magic was behind. But for me, I was like, she's still up to something. Because, you know, he had a meeting. It looks like the meeting was occurring at the same time as, you know, the team being at the hospital. So I'm like, okay, this is his little way of showing up. But yeah, you could tell she was laying it all extra thick, like for real. Peanut butter and freezer thick.
Like Siberian Jones said, Suburbia Jones. Yeah, I like her. She's nice, but she's in the middle of a finesse game. Like you cannot trust that girl. Like she's looking for any angle to get at the Magic Man, and that's why I feel like he put a little bit of distance between them. And you know, Cookie, that's really the only girl he do trust like that, and he kind of messed that up. That's why I think he sent the tickets her way. You know, hoping that she would get back in his life because that's that's his hometown sweetheart. So
yes, it's cold. We had her father break up with her.
No, that's
right for real. Like, hey, go send my other girl these tickets now. And tell your daughter.
And he was all right with it too. Look, can you let her down?
And then he's
like, what?
Let her down easy now.
But yeah, you know, I want to consider myself as a friend. And Magic was like, well, how much do a friend make? But I'm like, come on now, keep it real. Friends don't get paid, you know what I'm saying, for doing what you're doing. Like, for real, just be upfront with it. But I just want to know his credentials. Like, bro, like, I'm just thinking over there, you selling Mercedes and Cadillacs, and you over here making these big deals.
I know he's just seemed like a two-bit hustler. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
he seemed like a two-bit hustler.
Like I said, the finesse game is
exactly.
Real. I'll be honest with you. I think he done pimped his daughter out. That's why he sent her his way.
You think he put his daughter on her?
I'm sorry.
I didn't think of it that way,
but that guy. But I'm just saying.
All right, look, I'm gonna try a little poll. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question in the chat. What's up, Samara? Do y'all think that Dr. Day basically, you know, put his daughter on Magic so she could get the bag? We're gonna do a one hammer for one and the cross hammer for two. If she put them on, if the doctor did it. If the doctor put him on, I'm gonna put my vote in. I'm gonna cast my vote.
He a doctor, a car salesman, and a manager of athletes at the same time.
Yeah, I was thinking that she knew him. I mean, because we first was introduced with her at the little going away party back home. So I'm thinking, that she originally, it was her game, but she kind of went home like, I had a date with Magic, and so I'm thinking the father put it in her ear after that. But
all right, so ATA saying no, she thinks that she just went after the bag herself.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm saying it's the daddy, because how the daddy all of a sudden coming to visit them in California? You think the father? You think you saying no? You think this is all up, TJ?
Wait, it was one. It was one for the
cross hammers. If the father put her on it,
I don't know how to do
solo
that.
Hammer.
Well, that's what I meant.
Solo hammer. If she did it, if she acted on her own.
Look, I don't know how to do all that, so I just put the hammer because I thought you meant the one hammer. I don't know where the other one is.
Well, put up two then.
All right. Well, that's the one. All right, I'm gonna do that. That's what I meant.
Look, she said, "Look, the
yes."
Okay, y'all got it mixed up. Okay, but you. Okay, so everybody's saying that the father put her on him. Like, yo, I'm gonna put Cindy on him.
That's what. Yeah.
Look, you do what you gotta do. You give it to him. You give it.
He said, "Girl, put that caramel on him, and he'll see what the magic is." That's what he said.
And yes, Magic didn't show up to the hospital, and she did. They was like, "Look, you got your girl showing up there, and you ain't even show up." And Jabbar was like, "You could at least showed up."
Now Kareem saying that that's bad.
Yes, and for Cap to say
it, right? Because this guy wasn't even talking for the first few episodes. Now he's talking.
I know, right?
Yeah, because they winning. Now he talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you saying she acted on her own, Suburbia? You not saying the daddy? Like,
go make daddy proud.
ATA said, go make daddy proud.
Oh, wish my daddy would. Lord. Mm-mm.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, so we're going to talk about this, y'all. The Converse deal. We're going to talk about the Converse deal. And, yo, he really, to me, do you think that Dr. Day messed this deal up? Because remember, back then, Converse's was the most popular sneaker. Mm-hmm. So he probably thought he was doing the right thing. He probably actually thought he was really doing the right thing.
That's just it.
And negotiating this deal for him.
Just like you said.
And he even got him $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
He got him $100,000 extra with this.
Mm-hmm.
So he, in his eyes, he made a good deal.
In his eyes, this was the most logical decision.
Right.
Because they're a stable company at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nike was more of a risk than a reward. And that's the thing. It's just, that's what it is. He was like, look, I know we're going to get this with this. Mm-hmm. With them, you got to take a shot on a company that you don't know. And then the way that the Nike guy put it to him was, if you do good, we do good. That was the best pitch, honestly. Yeah. With him coming with that one shoe that said Magic, I feel like he was sold on that. And Converse just had the name. But if he had took what he really wanted, which I'm pretty sure that the Converses did not have his name on it from the way that they spun it. I mean, Nike would have been the better option the way that they spun it.
Back in the day, Converse did not have their name on that shoe. Because I was in that era. I remember when them sneakers was hot. Because Bird had the green pair. They had a pair for Charlotte. So they was getting everybody. Only person that didn't have that shoe, Ewan had his own shoe. He had the Adidas. He had the Adidas. Jabbar had Adidas also too.
I feel like the father did the right thing by doing his due diligence about what they offered Larry Bird and then one-upping them to get him a better contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, look, we know you paying him $90,000, $80,000. You know what I'm saying? You need to be paying us $100,000. And that was, that was good haggling.
He did. I believe he did it. I believe he had good intentions with it, and I believe he did work out a good deal. But Nike was a new kid on the block, and everybody wasn't sure on making that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Now, how the doctor gonna tell everybody use? Look, you don't have to sniff it anymore. You can smoke it. Talking about the cocaine. Like, they was referred to drugs from a doctor. Who does that? And you saw how out in the open it was. So he was like, hey, you don't have to sniff it anymore. No more nasal drip. You can smoke it.
Is this, now correct me if I'm wrong, is this not necessarily smoking crack? It's more freebase, right? Because I know Richard Pryor was
freebase came before crack.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Freebase came before crack, but remember at that time, and only reason why I know this is because I watched the crack documentary last night. They said back in the day, it's on Netflix. Y'all can check it out. They were saying that people used to buy it and do all of this themselves until the whole Richard Pryor incident happened.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought about. You gonna tell oh God, I'm trying to blank on his name. The Wood brother. He was like, yeah, we got white girls, we got cocaine.
We got white girls, cocaine, and 7-Up.
Yo, for real, he painted the picture. He was like, look, man, I know you like all this stuff. Come on now.
Right.
I didn't even know Mike Epps was playing Richard Pryor until the end, where I was like, damn, that's who's playing Richard Pryor? Oh yeah, this is good.
I thought he was supposed to do a whole movie.
He was supposed to do a whole movie. I don't know what happened, but he was supposed to do a whole movie. And you know who else tried out for that part? You know who else tried out for the part of Richard Pryor, and he did a pretty good job? And y'all shouldn't sleep on him.
Who you got?
Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, I can see that.
He did a good job.
I can see that. I can see him
as
more
Richard
than
Pryor.
Mike Epps, really, as Richard Pryor. I mean, body build, fit wise, you know, his comedy, the way he throws it around. Definitely.
Yeah, comedians are real good with dramatic roles.
The question is, are we going to see? You see, HEA no, but the question is, are we going to see the accident? Because you know we coming close to that, right?
With Pryor?
That's all in the Showtime era. If they showing him and Spencer Haywood hanging out, are we gonna get wind of this accident?
I don't know, because it's like, it depends on what they're trying to focus on. You know how they did
I think they go, and being that it's Hollywood and he was in California, I think it's gonna be mentioned.
Can we not speed past the accident? I was born in 91. I just want to put that out there so that way.
Is that a spoiler?
Huh?
Yeah, because you didn't live through it, right? Yeah, you wasn't even
like,
thought of.
We can't just speed past it. Like I was there. I was not.
I'm sorry. You wasn't even a thought.
That's what I'm saying. What are we talking about? It went over my head again.
I know. You wasn't even thought of. You was an itch in your daddy's pants. But anywho.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
They did Lynn Bias, so I think they may make at least a subtle line or at the very least about it.
Well, they didn't mention Lynn Bias on here. They mentioned it on Snowfall. See, we get look. We do so much stuff. We co-mingling shows.
That's good though.
That's all right, boo.
That's good though.
I like where you going with it though, pretty girl. So chances are it might be mentioned. They wouldn't have brought Richard Pryor in here
for nothing.
It wasn't gonna be mentioned for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I like the little Jack Nicholson cameo too.
Oh, let me show y'all the other cameo. I'm gonna show you. I call it an honorable mention for the episode. I forgot this was his wife because everybody always connected her with David Bowie because she, you know, this was before she was married to David Bowie.
Yeah.
So
I like the accent.
She was like, he's a vegetarian. He's a vegetarian.
So Somebody said he don't eat. You know what? I was like, y'all, this. I love the writing on this show.
Yes, we talked about that. You gotta come with us, Dizzyville. You gotta come with us. We've been talking about this show for a couple of weeks now, and because our schedules are so busy and my son is working, this is our Saturday time because this is how we do our thing. Because we like to talk about the basketball on Saturday. So join us next weekend. We're going to be talking about it. And it did get renewed for a second season.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was my honorable mention for tonight. And the question is, are we going to see her again? Because this is the beginning of the end of their relationship. You know,
the beginning of the end.
To me, I'm like, if you go on by what really happened in real life. So that's why I don't feel like I'm spoiling stuff. It's all out there. So I'm a
yes, Dizzyville. Yes, my mom confirmed that in one of her lives a couple weeks ago. It is Nixon's son.
Yeah. And he's also on Snowfall playing Kane.
Oh, that is Kane. I thought they were familiar.
I told you.
That's why everything co-mingling. Y'all pick the right shows.
That's true. That's why I'm mixing up stuff.
It's giving me Denzel.
See, Lucci, you got secrets.
You really
you gotta come back on here and give me my star power.
I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the compliment.
Beverly Johnson.
No, that's it was somebody else. I thought she was married. He was married to Beverly Johnson too. You know what? You Googling it, pretty girl?
Yeah.
I thought you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. She was married to a basketball player, Beverly Johnson. Well, I think it was a Laker, but I don't know which one. You got it, pretty girl?
Yeah, Danny Sims. But no, he's a producer.
Was Beverly Johnson.
Billy Porter. He was in real estate. Mm-hmm. And you know, Beverly Johnson's daughter, she's dating, or she has a son with Matt Barnes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From the Laker, he played one of the teams he played for.
No, she was married to Billy Porter.
Monique Johnson said, "Iman, who is that in reference to?"
She's a supermodel.
She's a supermodel.
Mm-hmm. Both of them was Beverly.
A lot of these references I'm lost on, so I don't
Sorry.
know.
She was married to Billy Porter. Was Billy Porter on the Lakers?
He said it shows. Google says he's a real estate broker, and that she was also married to Danny Sims. He's a music producer. So I don't see anything about. Let me Google Spencer Hayward.
I'm Googling that now as we speak. Spencer Hayward. Yeah, he was married to her from 1977 to 1987, and then he got married in 1990. I'm going to share my screen, y'all.
Yeah, just showing two wives.
All right, this is his second wife. I don't know if y'all see my little cursor or whatever.
Linda Hayes.
Yeah, he was married to Imani. Yeah, he was married to her.
Well, they say him and Iman was married from 77 to 87. So
I said that. 77 to 87.
We got any more on the discussion?
Yeah, we got one more thing we're gonna cover, and then we get ready to get out of here.
All right, what you got?
What I got? You know what I got? We got Jack Mckinney waking up. We got him waking up. we got him waking up, but it's like, is it too little, too late? They talk about how he woke up after the fact, and it would, according to real life, he woke up 3 days later, but they saying in the series, it was 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, when he said go big against, and he was like, we played that game 2 weeks ago. So, I don't know. Overall, what did you think of the episode, T? You on mute.
I thought that the episode was something tragic because oh boy, I thought he was dead for real. Like, and the fact that his wife was bugging out like that when she called the assistant coach, he was just like, "What's going on?" And just the progression of their season is kind of like up in the air and question. Like they went from who is Jack McKinney to Jack McKinney is the man to oh my god, what happened to Jack McKinney? So so like the whole transition of things within the past couple few episodes has just been, a realization that, they don't have much time to make this miracle happen. And, that's why I like that, they this is a miracle that happens. They put the right pieces together, just like, every life in this realm is a miracle. You know what I'm saying? And we got to look at things like that when we see things so that way we can really appreciate life. Appreciating life is one of those things we have to do on a daily basis.
Right.
So, I mean, I appreciate the show for highlighting how a dynasty is built and not letting all the things that can stop you deter you from your goal. So that's what I think about the episode, the show. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad that you brought me on here, and everybody's in the chat, and I appreciate them, and y'all here looking beautiful, and we all doing, another day of life. That's really what the big thing is another day of life is a good day. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, and pretty girl, your overall thoughts of the show, of this episode?
Wait, I had to go behind Pastor TJ over there giving us a word.
I know, right? Mm-hmm.
Well.
On this Easter
Next
Saturday.
time we know he gonna go west.
I'll be playing. Amen. Let's go eat, y'all.
Right.
But I really liked it. One thing we didn't really touch on, but I know we try to get out of here, was Bus's mom. She's bugging out with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Alzheimer's. It might be the beginning stages of dementia.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant to say.
I think that's what it is, and it's scary to see your parents like that.
Yeah, I went.
It really is.
My grandmother, so I can get the frustration of that.
And she was so on point with everything, and she dropped the ball with the contract. She was supposed to file it.
Yes.
But they was able to cover that up and get through this and negotiate that deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank God. Thank God. I just love that Wes, he's depicted as like he's just a pivot king. He always knows how to pivot, one hurdle. He pretty much said, man, I got bad luck. Because things just kept happening. But I love the show. And I love the episode. So yeah, I have no complaints. It's definitely one of my favorites. Basketball, comedy, good content. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Suburbia Jones, when he woke up, he should have said, what did my wife do to my bike? I know, because she was so gung-ho on telling him to ride that bike, right?
I know she felt like, what?
I think that's why it bothered her so much. He was a John Doe when they brought him in here. I shouldn't be laughing.
Oh, God.
I'm horrible.
You got to be able to laugh at everything.
He was a John Doe when they brought him in here.
Yo, that was crazy. She was like, you need to go out and enjoy yourself. He had his tennis racket on.
Uh-huh.
And when he fell, I was like,
Yo, he slid
Damn.
though. That
I was like,
bike
he did. Did
accident.
he die? I had to look it up
He was
just
like,
to
yo, I
verify that
looked
he
it up
did
too
not
after I
die.
seen that accident because the way they did it, he was like he
Yeah.
slid.
I was like, yo, he dead. Did he really die? Oh my god.
Yeah, I was on pins and needles. I'm like, this car gonna hit him. Like, I'm gonna be. That was the worst 2 minutes of
The
like
fact that
my
they
life.
let him lay there
I
that
thought he was
long
gonna get hit by the
on
car. When
camera.
the car went by, I was like, oh, it was like,
It was my raising my
Yo, they
blood
I was
had
like,
him
oh
laying there
shoot,
for
he
real.
didn't
I
get
was
hit
like,
by
yo,
the
he
car.
dead. I was like, yo, he dead for real, right? Oh my god. I hope he not dead. I'm like, this happened like 30, 40 years ago at this point. Years ago.
I do have an article on him. If y'all wanna this is like the last little thing I had, and I'm gonna share that with y'all so y'all can see what's going on with that because I once I saw this whole accident happen on screen, it made me want to know, well, what happened to him afterwards? What happened to him afterwards? And I was really curious to know.
They
I
said he
was
wasn't the
curious to
same
know what
again.
happened. And I did some digging. I got this article that they showed. And it's just a minute long if y'all want to listen to it.
John Paul Mckinney was an American college and professional basketball coach. As a head coach in the National Basketball Association with the Los Angeles Lakers, he introduced an up-tempo style of play that became known as Showtime. However, his only season with the Lakers ended prematurely after a bicycle accident. McKinney joined the Indiana Pacers, where he was named NBA Coach of the Year in 1981. He also coached the Kansas City Kings. In addition, he served as an assistant for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Portland Trail Blazers. McKinney was born in Chester, Pennsylvania, to Paul McKinney, a police detective, and Jen McMahon, a homemaker. He attended St. James High in Chester, where he played basketball under coach Jack Ramsey. He graduated in 1953. McKinney went to college at St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. He played 3 seasons for the Hawks, who were also coached by Dr. Jack Ramsey, and led the team to the Big Five's inaugural title and the school's first ever postseason in the 1956 National Invitation Tournament. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to view more of our videos.
That was cool.
Hold on, Monique Johnson. It was the slide on the pavement for me. For real. Oh
Yes,
my
yo,
god.
that's the thing they did when I was like, oh shit.
And the
I'm
music.
like,
I can't remember what
he
song
dead.
it was.
I'm dead. Like, for real. It really happened. Like, I was like, did this really happen like this?
It
This is crazy.
evidently did it. They had to take the top of his brain off. I mean, the top of his skull off and put it in the freezer for the swelling to go down.
Wait. One more time?
You see, this is what happens when you don't pay attention to details. When I be telling you to listen and stop doing a whole bunch of stuff.
That's why you the YouTube expert. I'm just here to support you. I'm the supporting cast.
Look, they took half of his skull off
Mhm.
and they put it in the freezer so the swelling would go down. And the guy was like, well, he has to coach a game tomorrow. He ain't coaching no game.
That's the last thing he worked.
That's the last thing. They trying to make sure this dude can walk out of the hospital.
So he just trying to live his dreams.
But when is he coming back to the court though? That's what they're
It was like he's trying to live his dream. He's the coach of the Lakers. He's supposed to coach a game tomorrow.
But I like how he was in the hospital room, just trying to get the inspiration. Just get
Does
the
he
plate.
feel right? Mouth dropped as soon as he fell off the bike and started sliding.
Yes, I was
right?
like that
For real.
too.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is happening? Oh, no. Yeah,
that messed me
surprised
up for like
me.
15
It's
minutes.
right at the end. When you see it, HEA, watch how far he slide. When that whole scene,
It was like,
it looked real.
They pan to his face. Ugh.
Yes, for like
Mm.
the whole what you call this? I guess special effects. It really looked believable. When you like, oh
yeah, it did. I was like, they did this because they saying he dead. That's
Yeah.
In my mind, he was dead at that point.
Now he went on the coach after that.
I didn't know that.
He
I'm
went on
watching
the
it.
coach with the NBA, and he got a coach of the year award a couple of years later. But he never came back to the Lakers after that. He was out for a while.
Mm.
All right,
Yeah.
so we made it, rounding it off to an even hour. If you are here for the rewatch, please hit hashtag rewatch in the chat and leave your comments. And thank you for coming. Pretty girl, what you got coming up on your channel, boo?
I'm reviewing Atlanta. Of course, this is the last season coming up for Force tonight. I hope they give us something good.
I know, right?
Snowfall, that's coming to an end, and we are in talks of working on something and a couple other collaborations I'm trying to do. So
me and her is getting ready to do Top Boy. So if y'all look, Power is over after Sunday. Y'all gotta get on board and watch the 2 seasons of Top Boy so we can talk about it, and we're gonna pull it apart and talk about it, y'all.
Definitely not the first time I was referred to watch Top Boy. I definitely will start tuning in so that way I could join into your lives. But definitely glad that y'all keeping it progressing. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I appreciate it.
Y'all. And you could go back to your your little social event. Thank you, son.
Thank you. I love y'all.
All right, so that is it for tonight, y'all. Thank you for coming through. Please hit the like button. Please share. And tell everybody about my channel. Tell everybody what's good. Later.
Bye.